Another common thing I've come across with the Ford Focus, I've seen a lot of questions posed, is the reverse light switch stops working. Now this is going to be a pain, so you're going to kind of walk through this with me, because I am an amateur and I really don't exactly know for sure what I'm doing. I did buy the switch that I need, so hopefully that is the problem, but I've seen this problem a lot. So first we're going to talk about where it goes. It's going to go underneath the battery. That's where it's located. I did locate it before, but I didn't have the part I was trying to get it out, so I had to go get a 22 millimeter wrench in order to get that out. So start by removing the battery. Not just the battery case, folks, the entire battery. So you got to loosen up these nuts, take the connectors off, and take the battery out. So just loosen these up a bit. 1, 2. I should slip right off here. There's one. A little bit corrosive there. Clean that off before I put it back in. And the other one. And then for the Focus, you also have a little nut down here that you're going to have to loosen up. That's like a 9/16. Get that torque things up, and out comes your battery. Your battery's out. Next you got to remove this bolt, and this bolt, which is connecting, and those are, looks like a 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch. Keep on going, just removing bolts. Eventually you'll get to that part that you need. You loosened up all these bolts from this. Again, you have 1, 2, 3. Pull it out. That's just your housing for the battery. Then you got this big guy. That's what you're going to need, a big 22 millimeter bolt to take off. Now, before you take that big 22 millimeter nut off, you're going to want to take your jack and get it right underneath there, because you're going to want to prop up the engine block, because that's what's mounting it up there. So you're going to want to prop that up so it doesn't fall and damage your car. And then you want to take out these outside bolts. It's going to be a 15 millimeter. I have to give this a little force. There we go. And just get rid of all 4 of these. Now, after you've removed this and these 4, then you start on the big dog. Now that's going to be a pain to get out if you don't have an extender, which I don't, but I gave it a little torque before I started taking, so I loosened it up a little bit. So you just start loosening that big boy up, and again, make sure you have your engine, a block or a jack or something under your engine so it doesn't fall down on this side when you're taking this out. I forgot one bolt, and that's this one right over here. But when you got that out, this piece should just pop right out. There we go. And that's your engine mount. So like I said, so your engine's just sitting there now, so you need to make sure you got something underneath it to hold it up. And then this thing should also just come right out. There's a bunch of wires and stuff attached to it, so make sure you don't break any wires. Make sure you don't mess anything up. If you need to detach anything, just detach it. Otherwise, you should just be able to kind of detach a few and just kind of lift it up and be able to see down in there to where you get to, where you need to go. Take this out. Might have to take a couple of those things off. Then down here, again, I'll back out. You're on the driver's side, and you've taken off the battery, you've taken off the battery mount, and you've taken off the engine mount. When you move this aside, you look right down in here, and right down in there, that is your reverse lamp switch. So first you want to get down here and give that a little tug. There's a little clip on it. Make sure you hit the clip, and then out it comes. And there you have your old reverse light switch staring at you. So you're going to need that 22mm with an extension again. Here's my new one, ready to go in. Just sits up like that and plugs right back into that thing you just unplugged, and then everything goes in reverse. It's really easy to loosen. It wasn't real tight. So after you do, you can just reach in and give it a bunch of spins. And there you go. Pops right out. So then, take your new one here, move that all aside again, get down in here, see that hole where it goes? That's it right there. Like a plug and a switch at the same time. I don't know what the hell it's for, but mine's blown. So, work it in there. Now when you put it back in, be sure not to tighten it too much. Just give it a couple nice tugs. You want to strip it, and it'll sit right in there. There you have it. Your brand new reverse switch. After you got it all screwed in, take this little guy and line it up. Yeah, got a little blood on my hands, but that's what happens. Plug it back in. Good to go. Battery mount back on. Start reattaching all the cords and putting the battery back in. Alright, so you got your housing back on, and you put this guy back on. Now when you put this back on, as you can see, that doesn't line up. So what you do, this is why you had your jack underneath that engine block. Give it some cranks, and as you can see, the engine's lifting up some. And then a couple more cranks. And lines right up. Well, not yet. There we go. Almost. There we go. Got to make sure you line it all up. Then we start putting all the stuff back on. For each of these. I have to reattach these. That one. Alright. Make sure that is cranked down good and tight. And after that's in, you should be able to release your jack very slowly. Hope your engine doesn't fall down. There you go, looks like we did it. Alright. And you put your battery case back on. This guy. These wires go right in this hole. Don't worry about the blood. It happens. Tighten all those down. So battery housing back in, battery back attached, battery thing that holds the battery in place, that's back screwed in. Everything is put back, and the cover done and done. So long as you did this correct, and that was the issue, you can get on in. Put the power on, put your car in reverse, and Voila! We have rear lights again, which we did not have for a little time. Got a couple of dirty looks when I was backing out a couple times, but now they work again due to the reverse relay switch. That was the problem. Done and done. Now remember, you were taught that by an amateur. I'm not a mechanic. I am a photographer for television by trade. So I'm just an amateur car tinkerer, but I didn't want to pay hundreds of dollars to have that replaced. So it cost me about a $20 part and an $8 22 millimeter wrench and some pressure and a little bit of time, maybe about total time I'd say it took about hour and a half maybe to get this done. So it wasn't that rigorous, but everything worked out. Hope you get a hand by this. Hope it helps out.